Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Lowdown, Download Festival's official TV show with me, Bees. For the next hour, we've got videos, interviews and competitions galore. More on those later. You know what time it is. Rager. That was Trivium, who were on the show a few weeks ago. If you missed it, check out the full interview over on Download's YouTube page, where you can also find previous guests from this series, including Killswitch Engage, Steel Panther 6th and Lowdown faves Crossfaith. So what's coming up on your telly box today? Well, we've got one of the hottest bands in rock, the Pretty Reckless. My God, they're entertaining.
It was great, and it was pouring rain. Everyone was covered in mud and soaking wet.
You were talking to Rob Zombie.
Oh, no way.
Rob Zombie and
Guar's giant.
Oh yeah, I got to
phallic.
I got to hold on to his nice.
Yeah, there's a good photo.
Nice
of
big
that.
demon dick.
They'll also be answering your fan questions, kind of. And a little later on in the show, we've got those Texan metalers upon a burning body.
Yeah, we have a reputation around, I think people know.
Mate, my head is pounding. Your reputation is deserved.
Everybody knows it's like, today's nothing's going on, nobody's really partying, and you can always be like, I know where there's a party. Let's go to that one.
Plus, there's the mighty Download's Big Ten, where you could win a pair of VIP tickets. Crossfaith have another entertaining festival tip, and we'll reveal the next mystery prize and winner of our weekly caption competition. Next up, Bowling for Soup, who'll be playing the main stage on Saturday of this year's Download Festival. This is Punk Rock 101. Hello and welcome back to the Lowdown with me, Bees. This week's special guests are Taylor and Ben from the Pretty Reckless. Here they are. Bees, and I'm on the Lowdown with Taylor and Ben from the Pretty Reckless. How's it going?
Going well?
It's going well.
So, going to hell, we're recording this the week it's out. Have you had much feedback from fans so far?
Yeah, it's been great.
Killer.
You never know what to expect, so it's exciting.
I hadn't realised, but it's been, I knew it'd been a while, because, I remember you playing Download was quite a while ago, but, I didn't realise it had been 4 years between records. Can you think you can hear that growth between that? Because it's a more confident record, I would say.
Yeah, I think you can definitely hear. I wrote the first record was 14, 15 with you, and then this one 19, 20, so it's older.
That must be brutal lyrically as well,
yeah.
Reading back that.
Well, no, I still love the first record, but
Yeah.
we're excited to get to play new material finally.
I was just thinking about poetry I wrote when I was 15 and how awkward that would be to have read that a couple of years later, that's all.
No, we still like the first record a lot.
Yeah.
Sure. Like the new.
I like the new record. We like the new record better, but of course. No, I think we toured Light Me Up for so long that we became a really tight unit as a band, and that kind of is reflected on this record. It's very stripped down production-wise, very raw.
And the guys were telling me before we started rolling, your studio was destroyed by a hurricane while recording this record.
Yeah.
Not your average story. How was that? Did you manage to recover any stuff, or how much did that halt the recording of the record? I think a hurricane will do that, basically.
Sure.
Yeah, it sucked.
Of all the jokes I've ever made about things that would be too soon, this is still too soon.
Oh,
So
really?
when someone destroys your guitars and it's anything that it was really devastating.
I can well imagine.
But we moved on, and it was.
We actually wrote the song "Going to Hell" in that break of trying to rebuild everything.
Cool.
So we got a song out of it.
Swings and roundabouts. So do you remember much about the first time you played Download Festival?
A lot.
A lot, actually.
Yeah, it's one of the festivals we actually remember the most of.
Yeah.
Amazing. What stage were you guys on? If
we were on the main stage.
Oh, killer.
Yeah, it was great, and it was pouring rain. Everyone was covered in mud and soaking wet.
You were talking to Rob Zombie.
Oh, no way.
Rob Zombie and
Guar's giant.
Oh yeah, I got to
phallic.
I got to hold on to his nice.
Yeah, there's a good photo
nice
of
big
that.
demon dick.
Yeah, is it as rough as it looks? Odorous. I'm going to ask it. I'm allowed, right? Odorous's dong looks rough as hell.
Probably not as rough as it looks, but I still wouldn't want it in me.
Fair point. So, you're on the road with Fall Out Boy at the minute, and the guys were saying that you've been dropping half the new record into the set. Is it that level of confidence with the record? Is to just throw the new material in there?
Yeah, well, we've got kind of a short set, and it's funny because when we used to open for people, it was you need to play longer, and we only had one record, and we're like, well, we're already playing everything, and on this tour because we have enough material, we can kind of switch up the set every night, which keeps it fun.
Cool. And like, does it feel a little bit like you guys are less of a curiosity on a second record? It's not like that chick from that show's band. Like it became like on a second record, it's like, well, it wasn't just a one-off thing. Like it's a serious band.
Less than that, but,
Yeah.
I don't know
It
if
still
we really
exists
think
a
of-
little bit, but we don't really think of
Yeah.
it like that.
Yeah.
It's a very small bubble. The world of a musician is a very small bubble.
Does it feel like things like Download Festival, like when you're put in front of people that like wouldn't necessarily come to a Pretty Reckless show, like it means that like this is like where you can dispel that kind of thing and like kind of show that you're a real band? 'Cause if there's people there that like wouldn't go to a Pretty Reckless show that.
Well, that's
put in front
what's,
of you.
yeah, that's what's fun about opening and fun about the festivals. Especially the festivals that are here are awesome because the fans are there just because they love music. So, you know, they're there to kind of see everyone and take in the whole experience. So you get to play to a really kind of eclectic crowd, which
But you're
is...
not going on stage thinking I gotta make a point. I mean,
No.
No?
No, we're just walking on
Walking
and
on,
playing.
yeah,
It's
it's
like,
fun.
dude, if you like it, cool. If you
Hope you
don't,
play it well.
that's
That's
fine.
what
Yeah.
you-
You just hope you don't
Last
suck
thing you
that
think
day.
Oh, fine. That's how, when you look at the touring itinerary, is Download always like something that like really stands out?
Yeah.
Biggest rock festival in England and
Oh.
whatnot.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, on that note, come back for more. These guys are going to be answering your questions. That was the Pretty Reckless. We'll be back later to answer your fan questions at the end of the show. Don't miss it. Right, it's part 3, which means it's Down Lowell's Big 10 time. This time we wanted to know if you were allowed to make one crazy stipulation that everyone must follow for a day at Download, what would it be? Non-compliance would result in you being kicked out. Example, everyone has to wear slippers, no entry. Right, here we go. In at number 10, Martin Winchester says everyone has to wear underpants on the outside. I'm into it. Number 9, Barney Wain says nobody can say anything other than Hodor for the whole day. Oh, weird. Number 8, Chris Ford says everyone must perform at least 30 seconds of the Macarena upon entry. Brilliant. Number 7, Sophie Louise Yates says all men must wear high heels at least 3 inches or no entry. At least 3 inches or no entry. I'd be like, what? Average height at that point in time. Number 6, Katie Marina Gibbs says everyone has to legally change their name to gain entry. First name down, last name load. Number 5, Dan Rudd All says social interaction must take place. Oh. Burgundy, you can't do that to me. Number 5, Dan Rudd. All social interaction must take place via sock puppets. Into it. Number 4, Della Hughes says Game of Thrones fancy dress, mosh pits full of knights and queens. Number 3, Graham Fisher says wear an Alan Partridge mask. Number 2, Aaron Bennett says everyone has to speak in a Yoda voice. And number 1, and winning a pair of tickets to Download, Daniel Sterling McNay says everyone must speak in Morse code. Congratulations, Daniel Sterling McNay. You're going to Download. 2 VIP tickets coming your way. We'll be in contact over Facebook soon. Oh, we do love a Down Lowell's Big 10 on the Lowdown. You know what else we love? Crazy Town. Do we? Do we though? Yeah, you heard. Crazy Town, Butterfly. Right, news just in. Download Festival have launched a brand new Facebook app called Download Tribes. Basically, there's 4 different tribes, and the aim of this quiz is to work out which tribe you and your mates belong to so you can start finding and interacting with like-minded people on Facebook who are also attending Download. Once you've been assigned a tribe, there will be a load of competition prizes up for grabs, worth doing for that alone. Games to play and info about the festival. Head to downloadtribes.com to find out more details. Next up, we've got a very messy interview of Upon a Burning Body. Apologies, it was a hell of a night the night before. Can you tell if I'm drunk or hungover? Fuck you and fuck you. Today, we are the most hungover the Lowdown has ever been with Danny and Ruben from Upon a Burning Body on a Sunday night. Is that every night with you guys?
Yeah.
Because I feel like death, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I feel like I don't know where I'm coming or going. If this is the worst interview ever, blame these 2.
It'll be good.
So, Donington, like, it felt like a coming of age thing for you lot when it comes to the UK, because like having done enough runs in the States and like I saw you for the first time in New Jersey, like it felt like with the UK it was a moment for you guys arriving when you first played Download. Did it feel that way on stage?
Yeah.
Definitely. Like I said, I was telling you before, it was like we were almost all gonna come to tears because it was just like that amazing of a moment. And like to have all these thousands of people who've never been here before, singing our lyrics that loud. It was like shit. You could hear it over the PA. Like we're playing and we're like, what the fuck is going on? Like
we thought.
Did you have any idea that was going to be the thing?
No way.
We were gonna be like stoked with like 150 people who knew who we were maybe, and like call it a day, and then just have a great time, and then the tent just packs out and it gets nuts, and we're like, are we dreaming? Or?
To the brim. It was to the brim.
Like 2 records deep as well. Like I heard stuff from your 3rd record last night, but like up until this point, does it feel like you've made your reputation as a live band?
I think it's getting there. Like we still have people who say, like, you know, I wasn't too sure, or maybe they liked it, but once they saw it live, then it was either better or now they're fans. So I think it's becoming that, like we're more arriving, and I think with the new record, hopefully that just speaks for itself, and they'll come see it live, and it'll be better still, but they'll already love it, you know.
It feels like it's a tough deal for a band that's like heavy but got like melodic and like catchy and that kind of thing. Like it's always like, I feel like it's almost like a cardinal sin if you've got hooks for a heavy band, but like it shouldn't be. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely is. Like we get shit all the time from our like diehard fans that are like, you know, they don't want us to change. They're like, you gotta stay brutal and metal the whole time.
Well, especially when we tour with like, we'll tour with, you know, bands that aren't like just like heavy, and you know, I'm not gonna name any because a lot of bands we do that with are our friends, so I don't want to seem like we're bashing them because they're great, and so, but we love doing tours like that because it's more diverse. You get their fans, you bring your, like whatever, and it's just a lot more fun to me. I don't see why people wouldn't want to go to a show like that as opposed to an all soft show or an all balls to the wall show. You know what I mean? Like, I think mixing it up is great.
Variety, yeah.
But when we do it, people are like, why are you doing that tour?
Why are you doing that tour? What are you touring with these bands for?
Because they're our friends and it's a fun time.
Does it feel like festival crowds is like a time, you guys did Warped Tour last summer, like, does it feel like a time to capture other people that kind of might have heard your name but not know what you're about?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's what that tour was all about, is just trying to get more fans in, capture that crowd and show them what our live show is, you know what I mean?
Are you, like, I feel like I don't have to ask this question, especially this morning. Are you a sociable band, like when it comes to like hanging with other bands and that kind of shit?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a reputation around, you know, I think people know.
Mate, my head is pounding. Your reputation is deserved.
Everybody knows it's like, today's nothing's going on, nobody's really partying, and you can always be like, I know where there's a party. Let's go to that place.
Like, have you, like, who have you made buddies with? Like, I know when we came out and did Mayhem, it was you guys and Askin were hanging a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
Tons. We did Black Dahlia was our homies on.
Oh, really?
Because they were like the metal band on our stage, so they're like, well, you guys seem cool. Let's hang out and stuff.
Let Live.
Yeah,
nice.
Those guys are real cool guys. Tons of bands.
Who was Crown the Empire?
Yeah,
Crown the Empire.
They're from Texas too, so.
While She Sleeps too. Those guys are awesome. Yeah, those guys are awesome.
I mean, so many. Who else? I mean, there's. Just on that tour alone, I mean, even outside that, there's been
Soundwave. Soundwave was another great example. We met tons of bands like
El Nino.
Yeah, we're chilling with El Nino. Like, oh man.
Sometimes I feel the need to ask, like, alive or dead, if you could play with any band. With you lot, I know what the answer is.
Yeah.
Like, the only time I've ever been convinced that a Pantera thing is a good idea, like with Zach playing guitar, is with you guys. Do you think that could be a thing? Would that be the ultimate thing? Like, is like your band, like Texan metal represent? Like,
yeah.
For us
getting the chance to play with that band.
That would be it. Yeah, I
dream
think that's our one that we don't have. That seemed like it wouldn't happen, but now it's becoming like maybe it could. And
it's crazy. I mean, we're just like we're hoping for it. I mean, I know a lot of people are kind of iffy because it's you know, obviously, you know, Dime's not there.
Yeah, but you know, the reality is it's not gonna be the same, but that's as close as you'll get.
Yeah, and we never got to see him, so it's like shit. I gotta see Pantera before I die.
I'm not just saying this because they got me drunk last night. The best live band in metal I've seen since Lamb of God. Make sure you catch Upon a Burning Body at Download. I'm going for a fucking sleep. Yeah, we're still drunk. Time for a break. But before you go, here's those Crossfaith loons.
Remember to plan what bands you are going to watch.
Don't miss them because you've drunk too much.
Welcome back to the final part of the Lowdown, the official Download Festival TV show with me, Bees. Let's crack on with your fan questions for the Pretty Reckless. Your TV is going to explode because it's so entertaining. Welcome back to the Lowdown with the Pretty Reckless. Hannah Francis asks, are you superstitious at all, or are there any odd things you believe?
I'm a connoisseur of the superstitious world, and I think as I get older, I don't think it's real.
I'm sorry, Bigfoot's
I
not
don't
real
think there's
then.
no Bigfoot. I don't think there's a Loch Ness monster. I'm sorry.
Would you walk under a ladder?
I wouldn't walk under a ladder. So there's a superstition to me is a little different than you.
That's not because of superstition, that's just because the ladder actually might fall on you.
That's fair. Would you worry if you broke a mirror?
No, I just answered the question if the word was supernatural. Let's change the word to supernatural.
That's fine.
Nothing's.
Dan Twinning asks, it's a really exciting time for girls in rock right now. Are there any other female-fronted rock bands you think we should check out? Good question.
That is a good question. There's a
Again, you tend to live in that
right
bubble
now,
on
yeah.
the road where you don't hear a lot of
New music.
You flick through it,
Yeah.
but you don't get necessarily the names of everything.
Shall I answer this one then?
Yeah,
If you-
please do.
Hailstorm. Check out
But
Hailstorm.
there's Hailstorm, which is the other.
Erin says, who's Pikachu on Twitter, nice, says, what's the most reckless thing you've done?
Nothing I'm going to tell you on television.
It's a fair point, yeah, the police will be after you. Sabrina asks, what's been the highlight of your career thus far?
Finishing this record. I think it's our greatest accomplishment to date, and we're certainly proud of it, so going to hell.
Killer. Right, Ryan Margreaves says, have you got any irrational phobias? I've got a friend who's afraid of lattice pies. That's right, specifically lattice pies. What's a lattice pie, Al?
It's a pie that's got like the lines of pastry like crisscrossed.
Oh, right, there you go. So if you didn't get that, it's the pies that are crisscrossed, like on the top.
That is a irrational fear.
I'm afraid
Ali, can you come here for a second? Just come here for 1 second, because I have a good fear.
pressure's on.
But just so the camera can see here, lean down right next to this guy. This is the band Mom Ali, and she's terrified of wet leaves.
Really?
Terrified.
Any sort of wet leaf.
And if you put them on her, she freaks
She
out.
freaks out.
Unbelievable.
Sharing that.
All right, so you don't think that you're going to get away with it. What's yours now? You've dragged
I have a
her
fear of
in.
everything,
Oh,
so,
really?
yeah,
Mine's
I'm-
police horses.
Police horses.
Police horses, just specifically police horses.
Wow. The police is definitely one for me.
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
not the police
please, the
are
horses,
fine.
they're real cute.
What's your favourite thing about England, says Guillermo Cervantes.
Music.
Sorry,
The
Music.
The
Yeah.
music.
You guys win. You have all the best bands.
Top 3 British bands.
Beatles,
Beatles,
Zeppelin,
The Who.
The Who,
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. Should we keep going?
Right. Here we go. I Am Collie says, was there ever any pressure to take on a pop route musically rather than rock, which you wanted to follow?
I mean, there's definitely always people who try to push you in one direction or the other. To me, it's never really an option because as soon as your vision gets taken out of your hands, it's no longer your vision, and then I don't see the point. So, so it was never a problem for me. But there's always people who are trying to, pull you in different directions.
Yes, but it's greeted by a middle finger.
Yes, it is. It takes a lot of fighting to see your vision through the way you want.
Awesome. Guillermo Cervantes is back again to ask, do either of you like James Bond films?
Love
Yes.
James Bond.
Yeah?
Super love James Bond.
I hate James
See,
Bond.
The other thing.
Yeah, right? I should be...
How can you
The
hate
other thing
James
that's great about
Bond?
National
London is when you're
heritage thing.
driving down the streets of London, everybody who drives by you looks like James Bond. It feels like a James Bond movie all the time.
Not
It's
see me on a
awesome.
Saturday night, mate.
You wanted to switch your pass, so it had the 007.
Oh yeah. Which,
Jade Reckless asks, what's your favourite movie?
I have a bunch, but probably currently The Shining. I'm a big Stanley Kubrick fan.
Blinding start. Ben?
You?
I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite movie.
You're not gonna say
Name me
What? The Lord of the Rings? Is that
The
what
Lord of the
you're gonna say?
Rings, The Avengers, or
whatever. Lord of the Rings.
You make me feel like a total girl by saying The Shining when mine's True Romance. Gutted. Mari asks, what question are you sick and tired of getting asked? What's it like to be a girl in a band?
Sure. I don't know, all of them. Just listen to the records.
They're all pretty similar.
They're all pretty
Cool.
similar.
If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would you choose?
John Lennon.
Explains the shape of your glasses.
Yes. Big Lennon fan. He's got the Lennon jacket on.
I don't know. Dinner's a commitment, you know?
It is a commitment.
Yeah.
Who do you really want to sit there with? It's actually a deeper question than you think.
And if you don't know them, what if they're an arse?
Right,
And then
what
you've got to
if-
sit through the whole
Yes.
of dinner, especially if it's like 3 courses.
So I don't know.
Katharina Veronica says, what was the first song you wrote for Going to Hell?
What?
That's a good question. Sweet Things.
Sweet Things, yeah.
Like, what made you put your first single out? What made you pick that specific song?
Well, it was the title track of the record,
Yeah.
so it seemed fitting.
Yeah.
And we like it.
Good a reason as any. Which song off the Going to Hell album is the most important one to you?
They're all.
Anything that stands out lyrically that you're particularly proud of?
I mean, they're all equally. I would say it's like writing songs. It's like picking a favorite kid. It's kind of impossible.
You put so much into
you put-
each one of them. There's no.
You can't. But I know we all really enjoy playing Sweet Things live. We've had a lot of
That's
fun
fun.
with that one. So.
Cool. Which song was the most difficult one to write for Going to Hell?
I don't know, because they all come from different places at different times. Like, so they're all equal. It's the same thing. They're all equally as difficult. You never know where inspiration is going to come from. So you're, sitting there torturing
They all
yourself.
get 100% of your investment when they're in front of you. So it's.
Cool. What keeps you motivated? Smiley face.
Music.
Music.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Are you inspired a lot by the bands that you tour with and stuff as well?
Yeah. I mean,
Sure. Well, for hanging out with musicians is the camaraderie of it is fun. I mean, that's a big part of it.
Do you do a lot of that at festivals as well? Because someone says something like Download, where there's all those people you mentioned earlier, like
Yeah, we seek
meeting
out
zombies.
everyone that we want.
Yeah,
to meet
no,
at
yeah.
festivals.
That's what's fun about it too. It's just a bunch of bands hanging out backstage.
We
and
punch down doors to meet people. If we want to.
Have you looked who's on your day yet at Download? Or is it just a case of turning up on a day?
Download. There's a bunch of them, so I'm confused.
Loath to say just one.
Well, we're on a bunch of festivals too, so I'm trying to remember who's on
Who's
what.
on what?
But
Okay.
Good bands, I'm sure.
But Download's the best, of course.
Of course. Andy Holloway says, was You Make Me Want to Die written about one person in particular?
No, it was kind of loosely based on a Romeo and Juliet-esque type story.
Third person stuff rather than yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Ems Riot says, have you ever had a near-death experience? Morbid.
I almost drowned once.
Really?
Yeah, in the ocean. That sucked.
Can
didn't.
we get context on that?
I got caught in a cross current.
Wow.
Got washed all the way down. But
How'd you get saved?
I just came up.
And then I just came out.
And then I just came up from the water. It was fine. But
Just Jesting says, if you were reincarnated as an animal, which animal would it be?
I think it'd be pretty awesome to be a bird, because you could fly, and we can't do that.
That's a fair point.
I'd be a cat.
It
Cats
really
don't
would
care.
be a cat.
Cats don't care.
I'd be a penguin because they've got a cool walk. Have you ever had any weird or creepy experiences on tour?
Well, yes.
Going back to the supernatural.
Back to where the supernatural doesn't exist, but everyone else thinks it does. I purchased the hypothetical, later to be learned not true, but Jeffrey Dahmer, one of his last victim, was taken to a hotel in Minneapolis, is it?
Right.
Milwaukee.
Minneapolis. Sorry.
Milwaukee.
And
He's
I got the
definitely
room. I read everybody.
It was around Halloween.
Right.
I read
I was
everyone the story, and then
fishing
everybody who took a shower in the shower room. It was a
Had some
shower room
weird
for everybody.
experience.
Had some
Yeah.
weird experience with the shower with handprints going on. Everyone's filming everything. It was a little creepy, I won't lie.
I swear you still were fucking with us because there was a handprint on the wall when I got out.
I wasn't, but
Wow. It's a good story, I like that. Ashley2107 said, which member of the band is the most mischievous? Have you pulled any great pranks on tour?
we have a no physical pranks rule.
Emotional jokes. Emotional
jokes.
pummeling
Right.
is
Pummeling
fine,
is what you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
And it has to be brutal.
But nothing physical.
Nothing physical.
no physical jokes.
Our stage manager is
No
the most
flour and
mischievous.
eggs, no.
No.
What can't you live without on tour?
Water.
Water.
It's a fair choice, especially like I'm glad that you got over your phobia of drowning.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a phobia. It just happened
I just
once.
nearly drowned.
I really like the ocean.
Catch the Pretty Reckless second headliners on the second stage on the Sunday night of this year's Download Festival. Right, well, if you want to get a band to actually answer one of your questions, just head on over to the Scuzz Facebook page where you can also keep updated with who's coming up on the series. Still to come, we've got Fall Out Boy, Marmoset, Memphis May Fire While She Sleeps, loads of good stuff, not bad at all. On to the caption comp. Well done to Princess Mahar, who won the Behemoth caption competition. You've won an album and artwork from the band. That album is so good. We'll be in touch over Facebook. Yeah, big into that Behemoth album. This week, we want your captions for this action shot of Thy Art is Murder. You can see this pic posted up on our Facebook or tweet us your caption to @ScuzzTV using the hashtag The Lowdown. Winners and mystery prize shall be revealed on next week's show, where I'll be chatting to Fall Out Boy and Marmoset. And as always, for all of your Download Festival ticket needs, lineup and general information, head on over to downloadfestival.co.uk, where day tickets are selling fast, so make sure you get in there. Until next week, Beezy go bye-bye, you tit. Wiener, wiener, wiener. Can we keep that bit in? We'll be giving away yet another pair of VIP weekend tickets to Download. Download? Downloads. This time we wanted to know if you were allowed to make one... What happened to my voice there? First name down, second name... How'd you like them apples?